There are two 401k deadlines coming up that you need to know about.
Well, the first one is the final deadline for filing Form 5500s. Well, with extension. Are we going to talk about with extension first or without extension
first? Well, because it's after July 31st, we're going to be talking about with extension, okay?
Right.
Now, there are two ways to get an extension for your 5500. Yes, we're going to get that. Thank you, my dear. All right. So there normally, so July 31st is the first extension for the Form 5500, all right? Regardless of what type of 5500 it is.
You didn't get your 5500 done by that date, so you did an extension.
You need to do an extension. There's two ways to get an extension. There's something called Form 5558, which is a piece of paper. Okay, which is a piece of paper that has to be filled out and mailed in to the IRS. Now, what was supposed to happen this year was that this would be the very first time we were doing electronic filing, and Dusty got so happy, and then they figured out they couldn't make it work. So I don't even know if it's going to happen in 25 or 26, but we're back to killing trees again for a while. All right, now then. So the Form 5558 is one type of extension. The second extension is your corporate tax return. All right. So if you have, I'm using the word corporate in the very loose sense, your business organization's tax return, if that has been extended, you have until that date, all right, but not later than October 15th.
When do you have to file for an extension?
Because the normal 5500 due date is July 31st, the extension needs to be postmarked by midnight, July 31st. Okay, so as long as it is July 31st, hang on, as long as it's July 31st on the postmark, you're good to go. Yeah. Do you need to enter the witness protection program if you miss your filing deadlines? Not you personally, but generally.
No, there's ways to do corrections.
Does the IRS love self-correction?
They
actually really, and no, that's not the bourbon talking. They actually really do love self-corrections. For plans
you saying, ooh, made a mistake, here it is, versus them finding it.
And here's a couple of bucks.
Yeah.
Literally, okay? Because the daily penalty for missing a 5500 is a couple of grand a day. And it's not added, it won't fully blow up.
It's really
And it's
scary.
Not from October 15th, it's from July 31st. Okay? If you have under 100 people, under 100 participants in the plan, the DFVCP, Delinquent Filer Voluntary Correction Program, is a $750 user fee. That's what the IRS wants. We need some money to prepare the forms for you, okay? But if you turn that in on your own before anybody asks you about it, everything's right as rain, all right? It is a get out of jail free card from the IRS. You don't have to worry about anything if you go through that program. Now then, what other deadline is important?
Well, there's the tax filing deadline, but there also is the contribution deadline.
There are deposit deadlines, correct.
Identical.
They are not identical, and they differ between 401k plans and they differ between defined contribution plans and pension/defined benefit plans, all right? Now then, sole proprietors, so this is going to get a little confusing here, all right? If you're a sole, regardless of your filing entity, whether you're a sole prop or whatever, you have the Form 5558 to extend your 5500. But when do you have to get money in the plan? If you're a sole proprietor or a partner or a member of an we're just going to go with member of an LLP, okay? Can you make a deferral after December 31st?
Yes.
Yes.
Because you have until September.
Or October, if you're a sole prop, until October to make your deferral deposit.
Okay.
Right. You have, because if you are not a W-2 employee, you can legally make your deferrals after the end of the plan year because you theoretically don't know what your earned income is until that time. First question to be asked is, why are there deadlines? Okay, because if you didn't have a deadline, when would you have to put the money in? So you have to have a deadline so that the employer, so that the participants' account balances are funded, okay? And the IRS, well, I'm using the word IRS in the generic representation of the federal government. Don't know what side of the Potomac it is, okay? The IRS has decided...
the executive branch.
Yeah, we know that from yesterday, okay? Schoolhouse Rock. The IRS has decided that you need to have all the deposits made within X number of months after the end of the plan year. All right? We have 3 types of due dates. Okay? We have employee deferral due dates who are W-2 employees. Okay, their deferrals need to be made, need to be deposited within, I'm speaking very generally here, their deferrals need to be deposited within 3 business days of when, of their pay date. Okay, so if you're getting paid every week, your deferrals have to go in every week. That's a funding deadline for employee deferrals who are on a W-2. Now then, if you are an employee who's also an owner, the sole proprietor, the partner, etc., you have after the end of the plan year to make your employee deferral. And if you extend your firm's tax return, you have until that due date. So that's 2 different types of employee due dates. Then you have employer contributions. All right. I was very surprised. I just went to, I think I still have the page open, Zach, so we can, I can send you that link so we can go to the same place and put that in the notes. All right. I was a little surprised. It's talking about 401k, in other words, a defined contribution plan, having until after September 15th to make the employer contributions as well. And if the 15th of the month is on a Saturday or Sunday, they get the following Monday. They get the 16th or whatever it is, or the 17th, I guess, okay? So that's for defined contribution plans. And because we have a defined benefit plan, Catherine's paying attention to that due date. That is 8.5 months, which is when?
September 15th.
Right. It is September 15th, not September 15th plus a Saturday, Sunday, Monday thing, okay? Pension, because the pension rules say 8.5 months. All right, and they don't care about the Saturday.
So you might have to do it on the Friday before.
Well, and to get it in Friday, you have to do it at least by the Thursday. Okay, because if you're going to have the money in the plan before the 15th, you need to do it X number of days before that. All right, so that, yeah. So if the 15th is a Saturday and you mail a check on the 14th, it's not going to be in the plan the 15th. You have missed the DB funding date. So then,
sometimes it's worth hiring a good professional to make sure you get the right answer.
Yes, that's very definitely true. If you would like to see all of the critical dates for your 401k plan, check out the link in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, let your friends and neighbors know, let your mom and dad know about it, all right? Leave some comments down below. And if you got a very specific question you don't want to share with the internet, contact us at sales@hunterbenefits.com. Take care. Don't forget to keep those cards and letters coming.
Toodaloo.